Hello. So today we're going to talk about how can you tell that a modality is working, a healing modality? What are the criteria? Is a support system necessary? So this question was asked by one of the members in my group. So here is the answer. The main way to tell, of course, is going back to the reason you have sought that modality. Why did you go to that healer? Why did you request or need those sessions, those healing sessions via that modality? What was the problem you needed to solve? So if it was a health-related problem, then of course it's very easy to gauge the effectiveness of the modality because you're feeling better, you're free from pain, or if you're going to the doctor and getting test results, those test results are showing considerable improvement. So you're good. So if your desired result was emotional or psychological healing, then of course, a good way to gauge that it's working is that you're feeling better. Maybe your anxiety levels have decreased. The negative thoughts that used to plague you have dissolved, disintegrated. They're not bugging you so much anymore. You feel calmer. You feel more peaceful. And if you use an addictive substance, for example, if you sought healing because you were addicted to something and you used an addictive substance to escape your thoughts and feelings, and you no longer feel that compulsion to do so, to go back to that old behavior, and if you do, right, feel inclined to regress. Sometimes we all do that, right? We feel like we want to reach for that, whatever, candy, binge watch on something. At least your willpower at this point in time is strong enough to keep you away from those old habits. So if that's occurring, if you feel like I no longer feel that compulsion, or it's much weaker, or I feel pretty empowered, so I can have that moment of choice, right? I can be like, oh, I think I'll choose not to do that. Then, of course, the modality is working very well. So those would be the basic criteria, how I would evaluate the effectiveness of a modality that you're using or healing that you're hiring or you're getting sessions and all that stuff. So do you need continuing support? So yes. So I would say that's a yes. Well, depends kind of. If you originally sought a healer because of something like a headache or you're recovering from something that happened to you, it could be a cold. Of course, most people are not going to seek healing sessions because of a occasional headache or recovering from a cold. But let's say that you had an injury, right? You broke a leg or something like that or whatever, and then you went to the doctor and you wanted to hire a healer to expedite the healing, and your leg is now getting better and your doctor is so surprised that you're healing so well and so quickly, then of course, yeah, the healing modality is working, and after the leg has healed, you don't need those sessions anymore. But going back to do you need continuing support? If you sought healing because of a long-standing chronic issue, whether that's physical or psychological, yeah, in that case, I would highly advise some kind of maintenance. So now let's get to the root cause of things, right? The main reason we experience difficulties that require help and healing is because of, number one, cause and effect, right? You engaged in a behavior. So whether that's thinking negative thoughts, overindulging in something, it could be something like physical behavior. You're taking too many risks physically. And that, of course, again, cause and effect over a period of time caused a problem in the body, right? Or a psychological problem that's substantial. Another reason would be that you're experiencing difficulties is something happened in your life. Like this could be a tremendous loss, could be PTSD caused from trauma or abuse, some kind of an accident, right? That was very shocking, took you out of your regular life, and you need support. You need help to heal, to get back up on your feet. So the reason these things happen to us, right? These like we're driven to risky behaviors or behaviors that we know will affect our body negatively, yet we do them anyway because we need comfort, or we kind of numb ourselves to things that we don't want to deal with, or something kind of happens out of the blue and you suffer a terrible loss and you're completely just at a loss, you're completely disoriented and in pain, right? So the reason these things happen to us is that we are pushed to evolve, right? We're pushed to grow. to overcome our difficulties, to gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our world and how we function in our world. So that being said, right, that really the divine kind of uses these things, afflicts us with these things, like it's almost like a carrot in front of our nose. So we get out of our comfort zone and dig deeper. And sometimes that does involve seeking a healer that's not only going to heal whatever we came to seek healing, but it's going to expand our consciousness in some way, open up a window to another world that it's going to be hard to close after that experience, right? You're going to just grow to the point where you're not going to want to go back to the material world or the way that you function in it in the material world prior to whatever happened, whatever catastrophe happened. And then some of that reason that these things happen to us because we agreed to them before we came down and we were born. We had some contracts with certain people that we were going to either sort of play act, right? That person is going to come into our lives and cause all sorts of havoc in the guise of a alcoholic father, of a cheating husband or wife. You know what I mean? That person is actually doing that to help you grow, to push you out of your comfort zone, to push you to seek help, right? That disease has a job, right? It's there to push you again into a whole nother level of consciousness, right? To push you, to make you so uncomfortable that you can't live life the way you've been living. So there is, and a lot of reasons, these things, a lot of times these things happen for a reason and have our stamp of approval. Our higher self is actually very, very much a player in this game to put us in that level of discomfort. So that all being said, going back to, is maintenance and support necessary? Yes. Right? Not only for you to receive or support and to keep yourself charged, right? To recharge, to keep yourself healed, but also for you to show up for others who are still struggling. So the more you help others who are grappling with the same problem you overcame, the more joy and healing can pour into your life, right? You're just opening up those gates. And of course, you're creating a lot of good karma, and you're creating a lot of other people, causing other people to think very positive thoughts about you, right? And those positive thoughts come back and have an effect on your life, a positive thought, positive effect on your life. And then lastly, I know I'm giving you a lot of information, but you can always press replay or email me if you need any more specifics. So lastly, in this whole train of thought, I'd like to mention that you do need repeat sessions, healing sessions with a healer to heal, right? When you're using a particular modality. Most of the time when people come to me, it's usually, there have been cases where it's been a one-off, where someone shows up and they get a healing and boom, they're great, and I never see them again. But a lot of times it's not the case. So for long-standing and difficult ailments, you will need repeat sessions to see results, right? So again, if a modality is working, sometimes it won't work in a one session, right? You need repeat sessions. Your healer should be able to tell you when you can expect to see some results, and also tell you how often you need to receive your healing to start to see results and for optimal outcomes. For example, with pranic healing, we have very, very specific protocols outlined for most ailments, and they will tell you, for this, the patient needs to show up 3 times a week, or healing needs to be done 3 times a week for this amount of time to kind of get ahead of this ailment, or to see results, or to receive a complete healing, and if and when a complete healing is likely, right? So you should be able to have a conversation with your healer. They should be able to hopefully have had some experience with your particular ailment or condition, and be able to tell you what to expect, right? So I hope this answers your question. Again, I'm really enjoy your feedback, your emails, letting me know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see more of, what topics you want addressed. So I will see you tomorrow, same time. Actually, an hour earlier today, we had something happen at the house. I had so many dogs barking around me. There was no way I could have done any kind of a live stream. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow.